Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode to Wealth Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in to Wealth Wednesday, welcome. This is episode number 2, and this is a new weekly show that we are adding to the Latin Wealth platform. Basically, a weekly show talking about relevant topics in the media, trending news, things that's going on in the Latino culture. We want to give you a perspective, our perspective on it from a Latino's perspective, right? So we're dropping these Wealth Wednesday episodes, obviously every Wednesday, in addition to the Friday conversation that we've been having with the Latinos in our community. With that being said, my co-host for Wealth Wednesday is Rico. What's going on, bro? How you doing today? How's the family?
What's going on, bro? Everything's good. Family is blessed. I feel obviously I'm super honored always to be here, making sure that we give out the value to people. I'm excited about a lot of the stuff we got planned to talk about today, man. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm loving it. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. So yeah, stay tuned for the whole episode because there may be a way for you to earn some money, right? Claim some money. So stay tuned for the whole episode. We're going to talk about something that could potentially benefit you, and some other things that can benefit you as well. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Rico and I being on social media, and I'm sure you guys have seen it a lot if you're on social media. A lot of people are talking about artificial intelligence right now, or AI. It's trending like crazy. Everybody's talking about it. I mean, we were literally just talking before we hit record. Like, some people post some crazy things like, "Yo, this AI is going to take over the world. It's going to take your job. We got Terminator out here that's going to kill us." You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. So, what we want to do on this episode is we want to, number one, reduce the fear, and number two, we want to give an introduction of what AI is, right? What artificial intelligence is. It's been around for a while. We can have a long conversation about what AI is and how we can use it, how we can monetize it. But we want to give you guys an introduction so you guys can understand what it is. And we also want to give you guys some tools at the end of our conversations that we're currently using that maybe you can use in your life to make your creative process easier, or just make your everyday work easier for yourself. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass it off to Rico. He's gonna give us a kind of a breakdown of what AI is, and hopefully, this is like AI 101 to hopefully have you guys, more well informed of what this is.
Appreciate it, man. So anytime that you're sitting and you're thinking about artificial intelligence, we talk about that, and I think in most people's brains, it's a negative connotation. We said that. I feel like right now, Chris, we have a whole bunch of people that are doing a whole bunch of fear mongering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is what that means is that they're just putting fear, they're casting fear into people's brains. If I tell you that, man, this is just like Terminator, Skynet, and these people, everything's going to happen, the machines are going to take us over, and they're smarter than us, and this and that. Here's the thing that I want people to understand. With artificial intelligence, what is it? It's artificial intelligence, which means the original intelligence or the basis of the intelligence is what? It's us,
Mm-hmm.
right? The programmers of the actual artificial intelligence is a human being or a group of human beings, right? And so the thing about it is that in so many cases we don't really think about it, but artificial intelligence is really just what? It's speeding up the reactionary time. It's speeding up what a computer or what an actual machine or program can provide us. The information, right? So whether it be information, whether it be specific base of data, whether it would be building something, right? Because there's some AI that's connected to 3D modeling. There's all these different things that are occurring. But at the end of the day, artificial intelligence is only built as a tool, right? And it's only ever going to evolve and be as smart as what we produce, what we actually program it to be starting off. And so for me, the thought process is instead of fear mongering and instead of having people be scared of what's going on, let's teach people how to actually program this appropriately to make it tools. That's the focus. It's about making them tools and understanding how to prompt, right? How to use it, how to code, how to program this stuff. And so really what you end up seeing it it's a byproduct, right? It's something that walks hand in hand with us and helps humanity get to a higher state, right? Helps to ease things that maybe we don't have to see people dying from certain diseases because our AI can figure it out, right? Like nanobites and stuff like that. I'm just giving just broad from
Yep.
the
Yep.
top,
Love it.
okay? And all these various things that we could be looking at, actually talking about utilizing it as a tool, just super broad. And a matter of fact, Chris, when we think about AI, I think we think about machines and
Yeah.
obviously ChatGPT is really big right now, right? So we're talking about that, and people get that, but that's just what is prevalent. But I got a list here, and I actually want people to think about something AI that you really don't even think of, right? You don't even consider it artificial intelligence. Your smartphone,
Mm.
right? As
Yep.
you're talking to your smartphones, you ever been speaking about a conversation and then that stuff pops up on your phone,
Hundred
like in
percent.
a search bar or in an ad inside of your social media? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Security and surveillance cameras, right? Like anytime you're in security or surveillance, they can zoom in. There's face recognition. There's that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that's going on with that, like in China and stuff like that. They're talking about face recognition and if that's really constitutionally sound and if you can use that or not. There's the stuff on it, but security and surveillance, social media platforms. Right, the algorithm that programs or gets you to say what you like or what you don't like, the type of pictures you like, the type of posts that you like. That's all artificial intelligence. Navigation,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
right? Let's think about it. You don't know where you are in contrast to a satellite, but the satellite knows and
Mm.
it reacts instinctually, right? And instantly into where you're at. E-commerce,
Mm.
right? Selling of things online and the bots that you talk to, right? The little help bots that you talk to when you're having problems, maybe processing something on an e-commerce site, banking and finance. Of course, they use it, right? And whether it be from investments and stocks to understanding the way money's moving, money, finance exchange, right? A currency exchange that's being used there. Autonomous vehicles. We know
Mm.
Tesla has it, right? Google actually helped to program some additional stuff, and then of course the smart home, right? Alexa, all the other brands of things that enable
Siri.
you to have a smart home, turning your lights on and off, turning on your studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Siri, yeah, all that. Just giving examples, and like I said, this is like you said, because this is 101. But what it is we just want to calm people down, talk about, a basis and things that you don't even think of as artificial intelligence, right? But they're just tools. And it's just to help you speed up the reaction or the production of what you're doing. Now, Chris, I think you said you had some, I remember we were talking and you said you had like specific tools in AI that you use, right? There's some specific
Yeah.
ones that you use that you that,
Yep.
that you like to use or that are useful for you.
Yep. Yep. I'll jump into it. If you want, you can talk about Chat GPT after. That's probably one of the most well-known platforms right now. But one of the platforms that I've been
Sure.
using, and I use
Sure.
all these for my creative process, right? So editing video, I use it for audio and stuff and things of that nature. So one of them is called video.ai, but it's spelled VIDYO.ai. And so what this does, and this is kind of crazy, it takes your long form content and it creates short form content for you. So you can put in a 30-minute clip and the AI will pick out, I think I'll literally pick out like 10 different clips for you, different clips. And it'll adjust the ratio
Wow.
for TikTok, Instagram Reels, whatever platform you want to use it for.
Hmm.
And I'll also put the captions on there for you. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I'll take it a step
Wow.
further and I'll write the copy for you. I'll do everything for you. So it's crazy. So
Hmm.
I've been playing around with that platform.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So if you guys are tuning into this episode, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to, again, I've been testing it out, but I'm gonna take this episode and I'm gonna run it through that the video.ai and see what we can come out with. Obviously, the thing about AI is there's not that human touch to it, that human feel. So it's I'm not even too sure how it works, but we'll see what it spits out, right? It may spit out like some good content, it may spit out some random stuff, but nonetheless, it's a platform that can help you with your creative process. Because if you guys know anything about chopping down videos and video editing, it's a very long process, right? So something like that can really help you out. Another platform that I've been using as well is called Writer, and it's spelled Rytr, and Writer is pretty similar to Chat GBT. But it's specifically focused on writing blogs, article, yeah. So like any like type of written content, it focuses on that. So even if you're someone that's looking to post a job posting, there's templates specifically for that. Um, yeah, I mean all these tools are just created to ease the not ease the process, but to shorten the process, right? So those are two platforms that I'm focusing on using, and I've been using a lot lately. There's also another platform out there. I'm not sure the name of it, but it actually edits the videos for you. I don't know if it's a paid platform or what it is, but I was just when I was doing some research, I seen that there's a platform that actually edits your videos for you. So yeah, those would be two, definitely video.ai. And then if you need help with like writing, because I know with myself, like writing is one of my weaknesses. I hate writing. Sometimes I'll go to writer and I'll put in the template and it'll, give me some good information. You can kind of edit it from there.
That's nice, man. You know, the craziest thing is what people don't realize is that if you actually learn to, utilize and optimize the use of this AI, like you just gave two examples there, it's going to increase your production.
Yeah.
So stuff that would usually take you hours, you were talking about editing video, you're talking about hours, maybe a day or so, you're cutting that down to 2 or 3 hours. You've just gained all that time, right? And so this is going to be time that you can spend either with your family, you can spend being more productive, right?
Yeah.
Creating more content, come up with more ideas. So this is just helping you to expand and be more efficient and effective at the same time. I do like one thing that you said. I have a couple myself. Obviously, Chat GPT. I mean, that's right.
Mhm.
Everybody's using that. The big thing that I'll say about Chat GPT, just actually spoke on it in one of my lives, but I actually gave some about 10 steps that would help you in learning to be a better prompt engineer. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
That means to actually speak and give prompts or instruct, right, Chat GPT of how to give you the results that you want. Because in a lot of cases, people go and they try to use it and they're like, it's not effective. No, it's user error, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're not giving the input necessary to receive out what you want. And so it gave some tips on that. So that's huge. Understanding prompt engineering with Chat GPT. Obviously, we know that everybody's using that. OpenAI, it's been phenomenal. They had to slow it down, right, because it was too many people using it. But
Yeah.
it's since using it. Um, Secondly, is tone, and that creates presentations for you. If you're a business person and you don't really like making PowerPoints, right? It edits. You can just input, and there's different templates. You tell it what you wanted to create the presentation about, and it creates the presentation with the pictures, any
Yeah.
video. It's also going to have like background, everything that you need. And so in a lot of cases in business, you don't have the time or you forgot like, man, I got to make this presentation, and it gives people anxiety. So just imagine using Tome. You go in, type in what you want, and it creates the PowerPoint for you, and they're pretty phenomenal. I mean, you may have to edit some things, here and
Mm-hmm.
there. Obviously, like you said, that's that human touch. But two tools that are phenomenal. Obviously, I love using them. Everybody's heard about ChatGPT. Not everybody was using it properly, but Tome is another one that's out there for them, man. We just gave 4 tools right
Yep.
there, man. So hopefully people are taking these notes down so they can go and investigate and use them for themselves. But yeah, man, all good.
No, 100%. And what I was gonna say is, look, some of these tools can be used in your business, right? So let's just say if you're like a social media manager or if you're in the digital space, just imagine if you can use like the combination of Chat GPT and video.ai to create content for your client. Like you said, you're just increasing your productivity and now you can maybe take on 5 more clients, right? With that being said, something that you touched on earlier that you kind of alluded to was privacy, data, right? And so what we want to transition
Hmm.
to is
Hmm.
the Facebook data breach settlement that just happened. So just to give you guys some information from an article, Facebook users have until August to claim their share of $725 million class action settlement of a lawsuit allegedly privacy violations by the social media company, right? So pretty much anybody that had an active US Facebook account between May 2007 and December 2022, they have until August 25th to enter a claim. And we'll give you guys that website after the end of this segment. But yeah, like talk to us, bro. What are your thoughts about that? Like you said earlier, everybody is selling data, collecting data. The whole privacy,
Yeah.
this conversation around privacy, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can look back to 2013, obviously with Snowden and all that stuff, WikiLeaks, all this stuff that happens, right? That's governmental stuff. But for years, in the what mid 2000 and 2000 teens, data became king, and so a lot of people, as they learn to collect data, they've monetized that and they've made lots of money. Facebook, obviously, with having about I think it was like 7.2 billion users, having that many people, obviously you collect a whole lot of data. And so with that being collected, there's people that could use that. And so they pay you for that. Now here's the problem. They got to ask you to use that data, right? Like it, and maybe you got on back in 2007 or 2008, or maybe you've been original from Facebook when it was on college campuses only, and you've had it for a long time. And so no one ever asked you, right? Or maybe they alluded to some things changing, but you didn't really go in and read it because they didn't require you to. So that data breach, what they found and what the courts have found is that, hey, you guys didn't alert people properly. You didn't ask them to actually use or utilize their data or to sell that data. Now it's been found out. So hey, here's the thing: from May of 2007 through present times, that's a pretty wide range, but they're saying between those time periods, that's when data was being given out, and so they're saying, hey, we have the settlement that's going on. We're going to make sure to provide people with the link so that they can go and check, register, or find out, if they qualify to actually get anything. But I think it's a major thought process or a major scare, more than AI. But I think that's more of a scare for people than actual the fear mongering that people are saying, that people are using
That's
my data,
facts.
like
That's
Meta's
facts.
using my data, Apple's using my data. I think that that's more of a
Facts.
realistic fear, and I think
Hmm.
people should talk about that, and you should focus on being, some people use VPNs,
Hmm.
right? The virtual private network, making sure that their information doesn't go out there, and it's not out there like that, instead of just using a regular Wi-Fi stuff.
Hmm.
But I do feel that that's something more that we should focus on, and I feel we should educate ourselves more about, cybersecurity and stuff. If you don't know right now, cybersecurity is like top three in paying jobs. It's
Hmm.
crazy right now.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity is probably one of the top three paying jobs. It's paying great, right? And so I'll say for us and our audience, our demographic, us as Latinos, we need to learn to start investigating, put more time into this type of stuff. And not only do we protect ourselves and our family, but we also learn to obviously you can create a career out of that.
100% love it. So, if you guys are interested in making a claim, you guys, Facebook users can make a claim by visiting face. Oh my goodness, Facebook user privacy settlement.com. That's Facebook user privacy settlement.com. You enter your name, your address, your email. You confirm that you live in the United States, and I think that's pretty much it. You and then you attach a form of payment. So whether it's like PayPal, they give you a bunch of different options on there. So, and it doesn't say how much, right? So it could be $1, it could be $100. I don't know. We'll see. But nonetheless, it can be an opportunity for you, but also not only an opportunity, guys, to claim some money, but to also see, how these different platforms are using our data, right? And just how Jeremiah was talking about, like, this is definitely something that we should look into and try to protect more of. Transitioning a little bit. Last week we spoke about how Apple has a new high yield saving account and it's now available. You know, we spoke about on last week that they're offering over 4% APY, which is absolutely crazy. Something that we didn't mention last week is Apple has actually partnered with Goldman Sachs for this banking feature, right? So savings accounts are actually managed by Goldman Sachs, which means the balances are covered by the FDIC, which is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. A little bit more information about the saving account is there's no fees associated with the savings account. There is a minimum balance. There's a maximum balance of $250,000, and again, you get over 4% APY with the savings account. And there's no minimum balance, but there's a maximum balance.
I think that the maximum, well, I know the maximum amount or the maximum balance that they're allowing is why. It's because that is the maximum insurable amount with the FDIC. So Apple and
Mm-hmm.
Goldman Sachs is making sure that we're not having what happened to SVB. We're not having
Mm-hmm.
that happen to us. So if anything happens to your money while it's in our care, we have the insurance to cover it. That's why we're
Mm-hmm.
maxing out at 250 because that's the max amount that we can insure. Super smart move on their part. Not requiring a minimum balance is great because you could have 2 million people with $1 in there and you got $2 million, right?
Crazy.
And so that's really smart on Apple's part and Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, they suffered a little bit in their earnings.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, that's what's going on right now, right? Everybody's putting out their earnings report, which is
Mm-hmm.
companies put out reports on how they did in the first quarter, which is the first 3 months of the year. Goldman Sachs missed a little bit, but this is going to be their salvation because Apple's everywhere. What does Apple have? 2 billion users? Was it something
Yep.
like that?
Yep.
Apple had something crazy, right? Isn't it something crazy like that? So just imagine them implementing this essentially this checking account,
Yeah.
and just think how
Absolutely.
far it's going to go. Now, what does it do for Apple? What does it do for Apple? It puts them in a place of where they have a lot more cash, right? A lot more actual working capital that they can use because that's money they can either invest it or do whatever. Like there's actually cash money that's going to be in Apple's hands. They already do great, right? At over $1 trillion a year business, but this is just gonna, man, I don't know. This might 2 or 3 exit or something crazy.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great idea, and I think this is just a start. I think you'll start to see other companies do something really similar to this. That's really because Apple, people think of it as the phone company. Samsung did something somewhat kind of similar previously, but
Mm.
yeah, this is going to be big.
Mm. Love it. Love it. Great information. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff to think about, a lot of stuff to look into. Another episode of Wealth Wednesday. Again, we want to bring you guys this information from a Latino's perspective. There's a gap when it comes to Latinos and business and finances, and we're just trying to fill that gap. We're just trying to give you guys that information, right? So, what we would appreciate is if you guys share this episode with one other person that needs to hear this, a family member, brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it is. Share this Wealth Wednesday episode with somebody that needs to hear this, right? And I mean, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay locked in. We're going to be consistent. We'll bring you guys another episode next week. With that being said, Jeremiah, do you have anything else for the people out there?
No, just obviously we always appreciate people that subscribing and they tune in and, like you said, sharing this information with other people because it's up to us, our responsibility of those that know to share with those that don't, right? And that's the only way we're going to help to heal our community and make sure that we're expanding. So we appreciate all the support.
Absolutely. With that being said, where can people contact you at, Jeremiah?
Easiest way is probably on Instagram
Mm.
because people Facebook is like but Rico Ramirez 86, right?
Yep.
So the handle is at Rico Ramirez 86. You can just DM me. Yep.
Yep, love it, love it. And you guys can find us at Latin Wealth on Instagram. With that being said, thank you guys once again. It's your boy Chris, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.